The sun hung low over the horizon, its fiery glow reflected in the endless expanse of ocean. The sound of waves crashing against the shore mingled with the laughter of humans, their voices rising and falling like the tide. To Therix, an envoy of the Zarenth collective, the scene was both bewildering and inexplicably magnetic. The humans called it a beach day. Therix stood at the edge of the sand, his sleek, crystalline form shimmering faintly in the warm light. Zarenth worlds were devoid of oceans, their landscapes dominated by vast, barren plains. The idea of spending an entire day by the water, engaging in what the humans called recreation, was foreign to him. Yet, as part of the newly formed intergalactic cultural exchange, he had been tasked with observing and understanding human behavior. "Come on," Therix called Lieutenant Maria Ortega, her voice cutting through the sound of the waves. She stood knee-deep in the water, her sun-kissed skin glistening. "You've got to experience this for yourself." Therix hesitated, his crystalline limbs shifting with uncertainty. The ocean seemed alive, its waves reaching out as if to pull him into its depths. "I fail to see the purpose of this activity," he said, his voice resonating with a mechanical undertone. "What function does it serve?" Maria laughed, the sound as bright as the sunlight that danced on the water. "It's not about function, it's about connection, relaxing, enjoying the moment." Therix tilted his head, his crystalline eyes reflecting her image. "Connection. This concept is integral to your species, yet it often manifests in ways that defy logic." "Exactly," Maria said, wading closer to the shore. "That's what makes us human. Now come on, before the sun sets." Reluctantly, Therix stepped onto the sand, his crystalline feet sinking slightly with each step. The sensation was strange, the grains shifting beneath his weight. He approached the water's edge, the waves lapping at his feet with a cool, rhythmic touch. For a moment, he stood still, his sensors processing the unfamiliar stimuli. Maria, sensing his hesitation, reached out her hand. "Trust me," she said, her voice gentle. "It's not as scary as it looks." Therix regarded her outstretched hand, his crystalline form shimmering with uncertainty. Yet, something in her voice, a resonance he couldn't quite explain, compelled him to take the step. As their hands connected, he felt a surge of warmth, not from the sun, but from the act itself. Together, they waded deeper into the water, the waves growing stronger with each step. Therix's sensors registered the change, his crystalline body adapting to the buoyancy. For the first time, he understood what the humans meant by floating. Maria laughed again, her joy infectious. "See? Not so bad, is it?" Therix tilted his head, his crystalline eyes reflecting the horizon. "It is unexpected. Your species finds joy in the simplest of experiences. It is a trait I have observed but not comprehended." Until now, their conversation was interrupted by a shout from the shore. A group of humans had gathered around a large, colorful sphere, their voices rising with excitement. "It's time for volleyball," someone called. Maria's eyes lit up. "You've got to try this," she said, pulling Therix back toward the shore. "It's a game. You'll love it." The humans quickly formed teams, their laughter and camaraderie filling the air. Therix found himself paired with Maria and two other humans, their enthusiasm both bewildering and contagious. As the game began, Therix struggled to understand the rules, his crystalline form moving awkwardly across the sand. Yet, with each volley, he found himself drawn into the rhythm of the game. The humans cheered and encouraged him, their voices resonating with a warmth that defied explanation. When Therix finally managed to hit the ball, sending it soaring over the net, the humans erupted in cheers. Maria clapped him on the back, her smile radiant. "You're a natural," she said. For the first time, Therix felt a flicker of something he couldn't quantify, a connection that transcended logic, a resonance that echoed in his crystalline core. The humans' laughter and cheers, their simple joy in the moment, began to make sense in a way his calculations never could. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Therix found himself sitting with Maria and the others around a bonfire. The humans shared stories, their voices weaving a tapestry of connection that resonated in the warm, salty air. Maria turned to Therix, her expression thoughtful. "So, what do you think of your first beach day?" Therix paused, his crystalline eyes reflecting the flickering flames. "It is a phenomenon. Your species' ability to find meaning in the simplest of experiences is both perplexing and extraordinary. It is a trait I wish to understand further." Maria smiled, her laughter soft. "Stick with us, Therix. You'll get it eventually." As the night deepened, the humans' voices continued to rise and fall like the tide, their connection unwavering. For Therix, the beach had become more than a place. It was a revelation, a glimpse into the infinite possibilities of connection and brotherhood. The beach day had been a revelation for Therix, but it was only the beginning of his journey into the enigmatic world of human connection. Over the following weeks, he found himself drawn drawn into a series of activities that defied his understanding yet resonated with something deep within his crystalline core. One such activity was a beach cleanup organized by the humans. Maria, ever the enthusiastic guide, insisted that Therix join her and the others in collecting debris that had washed ashore. Armed with gloves and trash bags, the group moved along the coastline, their laughter and camaraderie turning what should have been a mundane task into an act of shared purpose. Therix, whose sensors were attuned to the smallest details, quickly became adept at locating even the most elusive pieces of litter. His precision and efficiency earned him the admiration of the humans, who dubbed him the cleanup champion. "See," Maria said with a grin, "you're already making a difference." Therix tilted his head, his crystalline eyes reflecting her smile. "Your species finds value in acts of service that yield no immediate benefit. It is a concept that eludes my understanding, yet it appears to foster a sense of unity." Maria nodded, her gaze thoughtful. "It's about taking care of each other and the world we share. Sometimes the smallest actions can have the biggest impact." Her words stayed with Therix as the group worked, their laughter and shared effort weaving a tapestry of connection that resonated in the salty air. For the first time, he began to see the beach not as a place, but as a microcosm of humanity itself, a space where individuals came together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. The beach became a sanctuary for Therix, a place where he could observe and participate in the rituals that defined human connection. He joined in sandcastle building competitions, his crystalline precision transforming grains of sand into intricate sculptures that left the humans in awe. He learned to surf, his graceful movements across the waves earning cheers from onlookers. And he participated in late-night bonfires, where stories were shared, songs were sung, and the bond of brotherhood grew ever stronger. Yet, it was during a storm that Therix truly came to understand the depth of human connection. The storm had rolled in unexpectedly, its winds fierce and its waves relentless. The beach, once a place of laughter and light, became a scene of chaos as the humans scrambled to secure their belongings and find shelter. Therix, whose crystalline form was impervious to the elements, stood at the edge of the water, his sensors registering the raw power of the ocean. Amid the chaos, he spotted a child clinging to a piece of driftwood, their cries for help barely audible above the roar of the storm. Without hesitation, Therix waded into the water, his crystalline limbs cutting through the waves with precision. As he reached the child, he extended his hand, his voice calm and steady. "Take my hand," he said. "I will not let you fall." The child, their fear palpable, reached out and grasped his crystalline fingers. With a surge of strength, Therix pulled them to safety, carrying them to higher ground where Maria and the others waited. The humans erupted in cheers as Therix emerged from the water, the child safe in his arms. Maria rushed to his side, her expression a mix of relief and admiration. "You saved them," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "You're a hero." Therix tilted his head, his crystalline eyes reflecting her gratitude. "I merely acted upon logic. The child was in danger. It was the appropriate course of action." Maria smiled, her eyes shining. "It's more than that, Therix. You acted because you cared. That's what makes us human, and maybe it's what makes you one of us." Her words resonated deeply, their meaning reverberating through Therix's crystalline core. The cheers of the humans, their voices filled with gratitude and relief, carried a fire that he could not explain yet found himself embracing. As the storm passed and the beach was bathed in the soft light of dawn, Therix stood with Maria and the others, their connection stronger than ever. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a sanctuary, a space where the bonds of brotherhood transcended the boundaries of species. For Therix, it was no longer a question of understanding human connection. It was a question of embracing it. The aftermath of the storm solidified Therix's place among the humans, their cheers and gratitude weaving him into the fabric of their community. Yet, it also marked the beginning of a new chapter in his journey, a chapter that would challenge his understanding of connection and push the boundaries of what it meant to belong. One day, as the sun cast its golden glow over the beach, Therix found himself drawn to a group of children playing by the shore. They were building sandcastles, their laughter filling the air as they shaped the grains into towers and moats. Therix, whose crystalline precision had always been his greatest asset, approached cautiously, unsure of how to join their game. "Hey, Therix," one of the children called, their voice bright with excitement. "Come help us build the biggest sandcastle ever." Therix hesitated, his crystalline form shimmering in the sunlight. "I lack experience in such activities," he admitted. "My skills may not align with your objectives." The child laughed, their joy infectious. "That's okay, we just need your help. It's more fun when we do it together." Encouraged by their enthusiasm, Therix knelt in the sand, his crystalline hands moving with a precision that left left the children in awe. Under his guidance, the sandcastle grew into a masterpiece, its intricate details rivaling the grandeur of ancient palaces. The children cheered as they added the final touches, their voices rising in a symphony of triumph. For Therex, the moment was both humbling and transformative. The cheers, which had once been a source of perplexity, now resonated with a clarity that transcended logic. They were not just sounds, they were a reflection of the connection that bound them together. As the days turned into weeks, Therex became a familiar presence on the beach. He joined the humans in their games, their rituals, and their moments of quiet reflection. He learned to navigate the ebb and flow of their emotions, his crystalline core resonating with their joy, their sorrow, and their unyielding hope. Yet, the beach was not without its challenges. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a dispute arose among the humans over the use of a prized stretch of sand. The disagreement, fueled by misunderstandings and long-held grievances, threatened to fracture the unity they had built. Therex, whose role as an observer had evolved into that of a mediator, stepped forward. His voice, calm but resonant, carried across the gathering. "Your connection is your strength," he said. "Do not let division unravel the bonds you have forged. Let us find a solution that honors the unity we share." Guided by his words, the humans began to listen, to each other, to themselves, to the resonance that bound them together. Through dialogue and compromise, they reached an agreement that preserved both the sand and the connection they cherished. For Therex, the experience was a reminder of the fragility and resilience of human connection. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a mirror, a reflection of the infinite possibilities of unity and understanding. As the seasons changed and the beach transformed with the tides, Therex continued to grow. He learned to surf with Maria, their laughter mingling with the crash of the waves. He joined the humans in beach volleyball tournaments, their cheers a symphony that carried them to victory. And he participated in late-night bonfires, where stories were shared, songs were sung, and the bonds of brotherhood grew ever stronger. Yet, it was during a moment of solitude that Therex truly understood the depth of his journey. Standing at the water's edge, the waves lapping at his feet, he reflected on the connections he had forged and the lessons he had learned. The beach, with its ever-changing tides and endless horizon, had become more than a place. It was a sanctuary, a space where the boundaries of species and logic dissolved in the face of shared humanity. And as Therex gazed out at the ocean, his crystalline core resonating with the infinite possibilities of connection, he felt a profound sense of peace. For the first time, he understood not just the meaning of human connection, but its beauty, the fire that burned not despite their differences, but because of them. The unity of the beach community faced its greatest test when a distant interstellar faction, the Clythar Consortium, announced plans to establish a mining operation along the coastline. The humans, whose bond with the beach was deeply personal, reacted with outrage. To them, the beach was not just a resource, it was a sanctuary, a symbol of their connection and resilience. Therex, whose role as a mediator had become increasingly vital, was called upon to address the situation. The Clythar, whose technology rivaled that of the Zarenth Collective, saw the beach as an untapped resource, its sands rich with minerals essential to their expansion. The humans, however, refused to relinquish the place that had become a cornerstone of their identity. The negotiations were fraught with tension, the air heavy with the weight of conflicting interests. Therex, whose crystalline core resonated with both logic and emotion, struggled to find a path forward. He listened to the Clythar's arguments, their voices cold and calculating, and to the humans' pleas, their voices filled with passion and resolve. As the debate reached an impasse, Therex spoke, his voice calm but resonant. "The beach is more than a place," he said. "It is a reflection of what we value: connection, unity, and the infinite possibilities of collaboration. Let us find a solution that honors both the needs of the Clythar and the bond of the humans." Guided by his words, the two sides began to explore alternatives. Therex proposed a plan that would allow the Clythar to extract the minerals they required without disrupting the natural beauty of the beach. The plan, though ambitious, required a level of trust and collaboration that had never before been achieved. The turning point came during a gathering on the beach, where representatives from both factions joined the humans for a day of shared activities. The Clythar, whose culture had always valued efficiency over connection, struggled to understand the humans' rituals. Yet, as they joined in the games, the laughter, and the camaraderie, their cold exteriors began to soften. Therex, whose presence had become a bridge between worlds, guided the Clythar through the experience. He taught them to build sandcastles, their precise movements creating structures that blended Zarenth ingenuity with human creativity. He introduced them to beach volleyball, their calculations adapting to the unpredictable rhythms of the game. And he led them in a bonfire celebration, their voices joining joining the humans in a symphony of connection. By the end of the day, the Clythar had come to see the beach not as a resource, but as a sanctuary, a place where the boundaries of culture and species dissolved in the face of shared humanity. The negotiations that followed were marked by a spirit of collaboration and compromise. The Clythar agreed to implement Therix's plan, their mining operations conducted with precision and care. The humans, in turn, pledged to share the beach's beauty with all who sought its sanctuary. For Therix, the resolution was a testament to the power of connection. The cheers that had once perplexed him now carried a fire that resonated across worlds, a reminder that even in the face of conflict, unity could prevail. As the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the ocean beyond, Therix stood with Maria and the others, their voices rising in a symphony of triumph and hope. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a symbol of brotherhood, a reflection of the infinite possibilities of connection and unity. And as the waves lapped at the shore, their rhythm echoing the cheers that filled the night, Therix whispered a silent vow to honor the bonds they had forged, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the melody of the stars. The integration of the Clythar into the beach community marked a new era of cooperation and unity, but it also brought unforeseen challenges. As more factions learned of the beach's symbolic and practical significance, the once serene coastline became a hub of interstellar activity. Representatives from across the galaxy arrived, each bringing their own customs, technologies, and expectations. The beach, which had always been a place of simplicity and connection, now faced the pressures of diverse perspectives and competing interests. Disputes arose over how to preserve its natural beauty while accommodating the influx of visitors. The humans, whose bond with the beach was deeply personal, struggled to navigate the complexities of interstellar diplomacy. Therix, whose role as a mediator had become indispensable, found himself at the center of these debates. His crystalline core resonated with both the logic of his Xaranth heritage and the emotional depth he had come to understand through his time with the humans. Yet, even he struggled to balance the needs and desires of so many voices. One of the most contentious issues arose when a faction known as the Ivalin Syndicate proposed constructing a towering observation platform along the shoreline. The Ivalin, whose culture prized grand displays of technological prowess, argued that the platform would attract visitors and elevate the beach's status as a galactic destination. The humans, however, saw the proposal as a threat to the beach's natural beauty and the sense of intimacy it provided. The debates grew heated, the air heavy with tension. Maria, whose leadership had become a guiding light for the humans, spoke passionately against the proposal. "The beach isn't just a place," she said. "It's a sanctuary, a reminder of what we share. We can't let it become just another tourist attraction." The Ivalin, whose representatives were unaccustomed to such emotional appeals, dismissed her concerns as sentimental and impractical. The divide between the factions deepened, threatening to fracture the fragile unity they had built. It was during one of these debates that Therix stood to speak. His voice, calm yet resonant, carried a weight that silenced the room. "The beach is a reflection of what we value," he said. "It is a place where connection transcends differences, where unity is forged not through conformity, but through mutual respect. The observation platform you propose may bring visitors, but at what cost? Let us find a solution that honors both the beach's beauty and its purpose." His words sparked a wave of reflection among the factions. The Ivalin, though reluctant to abandon their proposal, agreed to explore alternatives. With Therix's guidance, they collaborated with the humans and other representatives to design a series of unobtrusive observation pods that blended seamlessly with the natural landscape. The compromise, though hard one, marked a turning point for the beach community. The pods, which incorporated Xaranth precision, Ivalin ingenuity, and human creativity, became a symbol of what they could achieve together. Visitors from across the galaxy marveled at the harmony of the design, their voices joining the cheers that filled the air. For Therix, the experience was a reminder of the challenges and rewards of unity. The beach, once a place of simplicity, had become a microcosm of the galaxy itself, a space where differences were not a barrier, but a bridge. As the community continued to grow, so too did the bonds that connected them. Therix taught the visitors to build sandcastles, their creations blending the styles and traditions of countless worlds. He led them in beach games, their laughter weaving a tapestry of connection that resonated in the salty air. And he shared stories around the bonfire, their voices rising in a symphony that echoed across the stars. Yet, it was during a quiet moment by the water that Therix truly understood the depth of his journey. Standing at the shoreline, the waves lapping at his feet, he reflected on the bonds he had forged and the lessons he had learned. The beach, with its ever-changing tides and endless horizon, had become more more than a place. It was a sanctuary, a reflection of the infinite possibilities of connection and brotherhood. And as the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the ocean beyond, Derrick's whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the melody of the stars. The growing unity of the beach community became a beacon for the galaxy, inspiring other factions to seek their own paths to collaboration and understanding. Yet, as the beach's significance grew, so too did the challenges that tested its unity. The arrival of a powerful delegation from the Trivax Dominion, known for their rigid hierarchy and territorial ambitions, threatened to unravel the delicate balance they had achieved. The Trivax, whose massive starships cast shadows over the coastline, demanded exclusive access to the beach, claiming it as a strategic asset. Their representatives, clad in imposing armor, dismissed the community's appeals for cooperation, their voices cold and unyielding. Maria, whose leadership had become a symbol of the beach's resilience, stood firm. "The beach isn't yours to claim," she said, her voice steady despite the tension. "It belongs to everyone who cherishes it. We won't let you take that away." The Trivax, unaccustomed to resistance, responded with veiled threats, their presence a reminder of the power they wielded. The humans and their allies, though united, knew they could not match the Trivax in sheer strength. The community's unity, once a source of joy and connection, now faced its greatest test. Derrick's, whose crystalline core resonated with both the logic of his Xaranth heritage and the emotion he had come to understand, stepped forward. His voice, calm but resonant, carried across the gathering. "Strength is not measured by power alone," he said. "It is measured by the connections we forge, the bonds that unite us. The beach is not just a place, it is a symbol of what we can achieve together. Let us find a way forward that honors that unity." The Trivax, though skeptical, agreed to hear his proposal. Derrick's, drawing on the lessons he had learned, suggested a series of cooperative initiatives that would allow the Trivax to benefit from the beach's resources without disrupting its sanctity. The proposal, though unconventional, emphasized collaboration and mutual respect, a concept that challenged the Trivax's rigid worldview. The negotiations that followed were tense and arduous, but Derrick's persistence and the community's unwavering support began to sway the Trivax delegation. Slowly, their cold exterior softened, their leaders beginning to see the beach not as a prize to be claimed, but as a sanctuary to be shared. The breakthrough came during a communal celebration on the beach, where the Trivax, the humans, and their allies came together for the first time. Derrick's led the gathering in a series of activities that highlighted the beauty of collaboration, sandcastle building, games, and storytelling around the bonfire. The Trivax, though initially hesitant, found themselves drawn into the rhythm of the community, their voices joining the symphony that resonated across the shore. For Derrick's, the moment was a testament to the power of connection. The cheers that had once perplexed him now carried a fire that transcended differences, a resonance that wove through every voice, every bond, and every shared moment. The resolution of the conflict marked a new chapter for the beach community. The Trivax, once a source of tension, became active participants in its growth, their strength adding to the tapestry of unity. The beach, once a place of simplicity, had become a microcosm of the galaxy itself, a space where differences were not barriers but bridges. As the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the ocean beyond, Derrick stood with Maria and the others, their voices rising in a symphony of triumph and hope. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a sanctuary, a reflection of the infinite possibilities of connection and brotherhood. And as the waves lapped at the shore, their rhythm echoing the cheers that filled the night, Derrick whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the melody of the stars. As the beach community flourished, it became a symbol of hope and possibility across the galaxy. Delegations from distant worlds arrived to witness its unity, their voices adding new layers to the symphony that resonated along the shore. Yet, with its growing prominence came new challenges, each testing the bonds that held the community together. One such challenge arose when an ancient artifact was discovered buried beneath the sands. The artifact, a crystalline sphere etched with intricate patterns, emitted a faint glow that captivated all who saw it. Scholars and scientists from across the galaxy arrived to study it, their theories ranging from it being a relic of a forgotten civilization to a potential source of unlimited energy. The artifact's discovery sparked a heated debate. Some factions argued argued for its removal, claiming it could hold the key to technological advancements that would benefit the galaxy. Others insisted it remain untouched, its presence a sacred part of the beach's history. The dispute threatened to fracture the unity they had worked so hard to build. Theryx, whose crystalline form resonated faintly with the artifact's glow, found himself drawn to it. He stood before the gathered factions, his voice calm yet resonant. "The artifact is a reflection of our journey," he said. "It is a reminder that the beach is not just a place. It is a bridge between the past and the future. Let us approach it with both curiosity and respect." Under Theryx's guidance, the factions agreed to a compromise. The artifact would remain on the beach, housed in a transparent dome that allowed visitors to observe its beauty while preserving its integrity. The project became a collaborative effort, with contributions from every faction, each adding their own unique expertise. The unveiling of the artifact's dome was marked by a grand celebration. The beach, illuminated by the soft glow of the artifact, became a tapestry of voices and lights. Theryx, standing with Maria and the others, felt a profound sense of connection as the cheers rose into the night, their resonance weaving through the stars. The artifact became a symbol of the community's unity, its glow a beacon that drew visitors from across the galaxy. Yet, for Theryx, its true significance lay in the bonds it had strengthened, the voices it had brought together, the connections it had forged. As the seasons passed, the beach continued to evolve, its sands bearing the footprints of countless journeys. Theryx, whose own journey had begun as an observer, had become a central figure in its story, a bridge between worlds, a voice that resonated with both logic and emotion. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the sky in hues of orange and gold, Maria joined Theryx by the water's edge. The waves lapped gently at their feet, their rhythm a reminder of the tides that had shaped their journey. "You've come a long way, Theryx," Maria said, her voice soft but filled with warmth. "When you first came here, I don't think you understood what any of this meant. But now, you're one of us." Theryx tilted his head, his crystalline eyes reflecting the fading light. "The beach has taught me much," he said. "It has shown me that connection is not bound by logic or species. It is a resonance that transcends boundaries, a fire that burns brighter when shared." Maria smiled, her gaze thoughtful. "Do you ever wonder what's next? What more we can do?" Theryx's voice resonated with quiet determination. "The beach is but one part of the galaxy's symphony. There are countless others waiting to be heard, waiting to be connected. Our journey is far from over." As the stars emerged, casting their light over the beach and the ocean beyond, Theryx felt a profound sense of purpose. The cheers that had once perplexed him now carried a clarity that defied words, a resonance that wove through every voice, every bond, and every shared moment. And as the waves continued their eternal dance, echoing the rhythm of the galaxy's melody, Theryx whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the infinite melody of the stars. The discovery of the artifact and the unity it inspired had solidified the beach as a galactic symbol of hope and collaboration. Yet, as its influence grew, so too did the challenges that threatened to unravel what they had built. Factions that had once supported the beach's mission began to question its role, arguing that its significance had become a distraction from the galaxy's larger issues. A coalition of skeptics, calling themselves the Coalition for Galactic Progress, emerged to challenge the beach's prominence. They argued that the resources devoted to preserving and celebrating the beach could be better used to address pressing galactic concerns such as famine, conflict, and resource scarcity. Their message, though controversial, resonated with some, threatening to fracture the unity that had made the beach a beacon of hope. Maria, whose leadership had been unwavering, found herself at a crossroads. "How do we show them what this place means?" she asked Theryx one evening as they stood by the water. "How do we prove that the beach isn't just a distraction, that it's part of the solution?" Theryx, whose crystalline form shimmered faintly in the moonlight, considered her words. "The beach is a reflection of what we value," he said. "It is a symbol of connection, of unity. But symbols must be more than static, they must inspire action. Perhaps it is time for the beach to reach beyond itself." Inspired by Theryx's insight, Maria proposed a bold initiative, a series of intergalactic outreach programs rooted in the principles the beach embodied. These programs would focus on fostering unity and collaboration across the galaxy, addressing critical issues while preserving the spirit of connection that the beach represented. The initiative, though ambitious, quickly gained traction. Delegations from across the galaxy pledged their support, their voices rising in a symphony of determination. Beac, whose role as a mediator had become indispensable, worked tirelessly to bridge the divides that had once seemed insurmountable. The outreach programs took many forms. Teams of scientists and engineers collaborated to develop sustainable technologies inspired by the beach's ecosystem. Artists and musicians from countless worlds came together to create works that celebrated diversity and unity, and community leaders, guided by the lessons learned on the beach, organized dialogues and initiatives that addressed the root causes of conflict and inequality. As the programs unfolded, the beach became not just a symbol, but a catalyst for change. The skeptics who had once questioned its significance began to see its impact, their voices softening as they witnessed the transformation it inspired. One of the most profound moments came during a galaxy-wide broadcast from the beach, where representatives from every participating faction gathered to share their progress and reaffirm their commitment to unity. Beac, standing with Maria and the others, addressed the galaxy with a voice that resonated with both logic and emotion. "The beach is not an end," he said. "It is a beginning, a reminder that connection is the foundation of all progress. The challenges we face are great, but they are not insurmountable. Together, we can build a future where every voice, every bond, and every action contributes to the infinite melody of the stars." The cheers that followed were unlike anything the galaxy had ever heard. They were not just sounds. They were a testament to the unity that had grown from the sands of the beach, a resonance that echoed across the stars. For Beac, the moment was both humbling and transformative. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a sanctuary, a symbol, and now a movement. The cheers that had once puzzled him now carried a clarity that defied words, a fire that burned brighter with every shared moment. And as the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the galaxy beyond, Beac whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the infinite melody of the stars. The success of the outreach programs marked a turning point for the galaxy, but it also introduced unforeseen challenges. As the beach's influence grew, it became a target for those who sought to exploit its significance for personal or political gain. Rumors spread of factions conspiring to use the beach as leverage in their own power struggles, threatening the unity it represented. The most dangerous of these threats came from the Zynar Collective, a shadowy group that operated in the fringes of the galaxy. The Zynar, whose motives were shrouded in secrecy, saw the beach as a symbol of vulnerability, a point of connection that could be severed to destabilize the galaxy's fragile peace. When the Zynar launched a covert operation to disrupt the galaxy-wide broadcast, their actions sent shockwaves through the community. The broadcast, which had become a unifying event, was suddenly cut off, leaving millions across the galaxy in uncertainty and fear. Maria, whose leadership had become a beacon for the beach community, refused to let the Zynar's actions undermine their progress. "We won't let fear win," she said, her voice steady with determination. "This isn't just about the beach, it's about everything we've built together. We need to show them that we're stronger than their attempts to divide us." Beac, whose crystalline core resonated with a newfound sense of purpose, stepped forward. "The Zynar seek to exploit our unity," he said, "but unity is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength. Let us respond not with retaliation, but with the very connection they seek to destroy." Guided by their resolve, the beach community organized an unprecedented response. They launched a series of initiatives to counter the Zynar's influence, each rooted in the principles of collaboration and unity. Scientists and engineers worked together to secure the broadcast network, ensuring its resilience against future disruptions. Artists and storytellers created works that celebrated the beach's message, spreading its resonance across the galaxy. The most impactful initiative came in the form of a galaxy-wide gathering on the beach, where representatives from every faction came together to reaffirm their commitment to unity. The event, broadcast live to every corner of the galaxy, featured speeches, performances, and moments of reflection that highlighted the strength of their connections. Beac, standing with Maria at the gathering center, addressed the galaxy once more. His voice, calm but resonant, carried a message of hope and determination. "The beach is more than a place," he said. "It is a reflection of what we can achieve when we stand together. The challenges we face are great, but they are not insurmountable. Let this gathering be a reminder that unity is not a destination. It is a journey, one that we must choose to take every day." The cheers that followed were a symphony of resilience and hope, their resonance weaving through every voice, every bond, and every shared moment. The Zynar, whose attempts to divide the community had been met with unwavering unity, withdrew into the shadows, their plans thwarted by the very connection they they sought to destroy. For Theryx, the moment was both humbling and transformative. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a symbol, a sanctuary, and now a legacy. The cheers that had once puzzled him now carried a clarity that defied words, a fire that burned brighter with every step of their journey. As the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the galaxy beyond, Theryx whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the infinite melody of the stars. The beach had become more than a symbol. It was now a movement that spanned the galaxy. Factions once at odds found common ground in its sands, their differences woven into the symphony of its unity. Yet, with its growing influence came the realization that the journey was far from over. Maria and Theryx, whose leadership had been instrumental in the beach's transformation, often found themselves reflecting on what lay ahead. "Do you ever think about how this all started?" Maria asked one evening as they stood by the water's edge. "How something as simple as a beach day turned into this?" Theryx, whose crystalline form shimmered faintly in the starlight, tilted his head. "What began as an observation became a revelation," he said. "The beach taught me that connection is not bound by logic or species. It is a resonance, a fire that grows with every shared moment." Maria smiled, her gaze thoughtful. "And now, it's our responsibility to keep that fire burning." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of a delegation from the Alari system, whose leaders had traveled light years to witness the beach's unity firsthand. The Alari, whose culture valued isolation and introspection, had long resisted collaboration with other factions. Yet, as they walked along the shore, their skepticism began to wane. Theryx, whose role as a mediator had become second nature, approached the Alari leaders. "The beach is not just a place," he said. "It is a reflection of what we can achieve together. Let us walk its sands and see what we can learn from each other." Guided by Theryx, the Alari began to engage with the community. They participated in sandcastle competitions, their intricate designs blending their artistic traditions with the creativity of others. They joined in the beach games, their laughter mingling with the cheers that filled the air. And they shared stories around the bonfire, their voices adding new dimensions to the symphony of connection. The Alari's transformation was a reminder of the beach's power, a power that transcended boundaries and brought even the most reluctant participants into its fold. For Theryx, it was a reaffirmation of the lessons he had learned, that unity was not about conformity, but about embracing the richness of diversity. As the seasons turned and the beach continued to evolve, its legacy began to take shape. The outreach programs that had begun as a response to the galaxy's challenges grew into a network of initiatives that addressed everything from education to environmental sustainability. The beach, once a place of perplexity, had become a beacon of progress, a reminder that even the smallest actions could inspire the greatest change. One of the most profound moments came during a galaxy-wide celebration marking the beach's 10th anniversary as a symbol of unity. Delegations from every corner of the galaxy gathered on its sands, their voices rising in a symphony that resonated across the stars. Theryx, standing with Maria at the center of the gathering, addressed the crowd with a voice that carried the weight of their journey. "The beach is not an end," he said. "It is a beginning, a reminder that connection is the foundation of progress. Let us honor its legacy by continuing to dream, to connect, and to build a future where every voice matters." The cheers that followed were a symphony of hope, their resonance weaving through every voice, every bond, and every shared moment. For Theryx, it was a reminder that the journey was far from over, that the fire of connection, once sparked, could never be extinguished. And as the stars shimmered above, casting their light over the beach and the galaxy beyond, Theryx whispered a silent vow to honor the unity they had built, to embrace the fire of their connection, and to continue dreaming of a future where every voice, every bond, and every cheer added to the infinite melody of the stars.